Genuine MREs, which are packaged for the US government, are subject to a lot of specifications. These are meant for use by soldiers in the field, and they're also used in natural disasters and other emergencies. On the other hand, commercial MREs, many of which are packaged by the same companies that package the genuine ones, for instance this one, menu number 15, packaged by Ameriqual, and this one here, the same menu, Southwestern style chicken with black beans and rice, and this was also packaged by Ameriqual. So the civilian MREs are generally made up mostly of genuine MRE components, the same ones you'd find in the genuine MREs with a few exceptions. Usually the accessory pack's a little bit different, and there's probably a little bit less stuff in there. But as I said, the MREs have a lot of specifications that they have to fulfill, where the civilian ones aren't necessarily under the same constraints. One of the things the genuine MREs have to do, I can't seem to find the specifications exactly, but I know that they're supposed to be able to be airdropped from a certain height. And I think they usually mean dropping pallets with a parachute. But the point is that I'm thinking, the packaging of the components and the packaging of the MRE itself, it's supposed to be able to withstand a pretty good drop. A genuine MRE case indicates that the MREs have a guaranteed 425-pound burst test, which I'm assuming means more if you had a case and you had other cases stacked on top of it, you could withstand having 425 pounds on it. But I would also imagine that that would indicate an MRE being dropped from a height and at a speed that would equal 425 pounds of force would not affect the MRE. I don't know that for sure, but I figured we're going to do a little test of something that isn't really going to be important to most people who would use MREs, either genuine or commercial. Most people who would be using them would be for camping, maybe for survival, prepping and storage, keeping them in storage where they wouldn't really be under any real adverse conditions. But I thought just kind of for fun, we would go ahead and do a drop test of a genuine MRE and see how it survives a 10-story fall. So we're going to do this menu number 15 Southwest style beef and black beans with sauce from Ameriqual packaging. And this is from 2011. It has a date code of 1017. So it was the 17th day of 2011 is packaged. And just as a control, because these don't have the same kind of guarantee or anything, but just to see what would happen, we're also going to do an A-pack commercial MRE, the same menu, Southwestern style chicken with black beans and rice, and also from the same company, Ameriqual, and from the same year. This was packaged in 2011 on the 167th day, the date code of 1167. The only thing really to mention about these is that I would expect the components inside to survive the fall about the same, since they're pretty much all the same components that you would find in a genuine MRE. One difference is I believe this A-pack has a little pouch, this little white thing here, I believe it's a little pouch of water to put into the flameless ration heater. It'll be interesting to see if that can survive the fall. Genuine MREs do not have any water in them. And the other main difference, and the thing that could make a difference on the packaging inside too, is that genuine MREs have this thick, tough plastic bag. I don't know exactly how thick it is, but it's, I mean, you can kind of see the thickness. Commercial MREs, on the other hand, the bags tend to be thinner. This one is very thin. I mean, you can kind of hear, like, it just sounds tough, you know? And this just sounds like a crinkly little bag. So, like I said, I wouldn't, if something really bad happens with this one, I wouldn't say that's something negative against the commercial MREs. It's just that they're not designed for the same kind of conditions that a genuine MRE is designed for. And this is the test area. The MREs are going to be dropped from the 10th story of this building. I don't think there's anything else we really need to know about this, so we'll go ahead and get underway. First up is menu number 15, Southwest style beef and black beans with sauce, being dropped from a height of 10 stories onto a concrete pad. And now the control MRE, the APAC ready meal Southwestern style chicken with black beans and sauce from Ameriqual, being dropped from the same 10-story height. Alright, so that was actually very interesting, I think. I think the most boring end to that would have been if nothing happened to either of these. But our test subject, the genuine MRE, it seems to have survived that fall without much damage at all. Of course, we can't see inside of this, but about the only damage I see is some little dimples in the plastic where it landed against the cement. But I don't even think the bag's been compromised. I don't think it's any actual holes in it. Now our control subject, on the other hand, the APAC meal, this did not survive well at all. As you can see, I hope, yeah, as you can see on this side, as I was thinking would happen, that little packet of water, this may be why they don't put water in an MRE, that did explode, and there's a lot of, oh, actually there's the pouch for the main entree, and that came right open. And there's bits of, there's a lot of water, and there's bits of food, there's some, oops, some corn right in there. Some more food, it doesn't look very happy in there. Some rice. So I think we're going to check out what these look like inside, just to make sure that this is as good as it looks. Seems to be fine, but let's check it out. Here's the genuine MRE. And we'll take a look inside and see what happened. Okay, this is one that's in a protective bag inside. Ah, look at this. It did not survive. Fascinating. The cheese spread exploded. Not too hard to believe. You heard that sound when it landed. The entree doesn't seem too bad. It probably landed on this side, so the stuff on the bottom would have cushioned the stuff on the top. So it all depends on where it lands, I think. If it had landed this way, the cheese spread might have been fine and the entree might have been destroyed. But either way, it didn't survive as well as I thought it had, which is why I'm using a tray to put these on, because I think it's going to be a little bit messy. Let's see here. I chose it because it had two entree pouches, an entree and a side, and this one is absolutely fine. The Southwest style beef and black beans with sauce is perfectly fine. Other than the cheese spread on the box, I think the Mexican rice is going to be fine too. Yep, no worse for wear, Mexican style rice. This is cheddar cheese pretzels. Looks like that. That could have been on there before, but I have a feeling that was from our test. So let's take a look at these. And this is hard to tell because they usually tend to be pretty smashed up anyway. But there's some in there that are fine. And obviously, you know, a cracked pretzel is not really a big deal. The accessory pack is perfectly fine, except for the fact that it's covered in cheese spread. And unfortunately, this one had tortillas. I was hoping it would have crackers, you know, just so we could test the cracks. I think the other one does have crackers and see how smashed up they got. But the tortillas are, obviously, there's not much you can really do to tortillas. So they look like they're perfectly fine too. Spoon, beverage-based powder, tropical punch. That's fine. Some ground red pepper, and just the flameless ration heater and the hot beverage bag are left, and just a lot of cheese damage. And this, actually, this outer packaging I think is the exact same as the main packaging on the control MRE. So I guess that's what APAC uses when they make their MREs. Alright, now, I said I wouldn't hold the commercial MRE to the same standards as the genuine issue one, so I wouldn't say anything against APAC or any of the other manufacturers because of what happened here, but this is going to be a big mess. And I don't know, I can't say for sure that it was because of the packaging, or it could be the placement of the food. Let's have to see where the entree was in this bag. But here's our information sheet, which is waterlogged at this point. It has some nice corn on there. I think we'll not need that. And here's the entree, which I think was at the top of the bag when it hit. So it's possible that it is the bag that provides the protection for the genuine MREs. I think everything else in here is fine, but it's of course covered in food. There's a chocolate chip cookie that may or may not be damaged, but not really a big deal for a chocolate chip cookie. A frosted brown sugar toaster pastry, or Pop-Tart. Oh, look at this. We have cheese spread on here, too. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not cheese spread. It's actually peanut butter. And here's one of the big culprits in this thermal pack. This is actually pretty nice, in case you don't happen to have water on you or you don't want to waste water. Use just a little bit of water to put into the flameless ration heater. Of course, we can see why they don't put them in genuine MREs. And we have some crackers that already, conveniently enough, have peanut butter spread on them, even though they're not out of the package yet. Ooh. Peanut butter and Southwest sauce. Here's the peanut butter. Split somewhere on the side here. Drink mix. I don't know what kind of drink mix. It doesn't say what flavor it is. I guess it's a surprise. And a second drink mix, second mystery drink mix. A spoon, which is attached to the bag here. It was sealed. A flameless ration heater and a moist towelette. Interesting that the accessories weren't put in a separate accessory kit. This is one of the newer ones that has a sleeve instead of a box for the main entree. I can see the damage here. That really exploded. And I was figuring, since we're here and since this is open, we might as well give it a little taste. Obviously the quality hasn't suffered. It's just that it's coming out of the package, so you won't be able to store this any longer. It tastes pretty good though. Alright, looks like I know what I'm having for dinner tonight. And this is just paper from that label. It's not easy to open this when there's food all over it. Looks good. I'm not going to bother heating it up. Of course, it is ready to eat, so there's no need for that. Yeah, so we're going to have the entree and some cheese sauce and maybe some peanut butter on these crackers. Crackers should still be vacuum sealed. Let's see. Feels like it. They hard to open these when they're wet. I didn't hear the hiss. I may have broken the seal. And these are definitely smashed beyond anything you'd normally expect. So they obviously felt the impact themselves. Alright, well that was our MRE drop test. Bon appetit. And a little bit of this peanut butter. The most brutal crackers I've ever seen. And I think this is one MRE meal that definitely calls for use of the moist towelette. And in this case, the packaging for the moist towelette is moist itself.